The opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Eastlink TV, its sponsors, or partners.
Hi, I'm Sean Barrette, and this is Northern Songs. We're shining a spotlight on local songwriters. These are people who are making music that's as good or better than anything you're going to hear on the radio, right here in your backyard. And by introducing you to them, we're hoping that you'll go out, check out a show, download some music, legally, of course, and maybe buy a CD, support the artists in your own backyard. I'm really pleased to be joined by Brian Dunn. How you doing, Brian?
How you doing, Sean?
It's good to see you, and thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So listen, Brian, I recorded my disc at your studio, Cosmic Dave's. And you've got Cosmic Dave's Guitar Emporium, so you're like a business tycoon.
Sure.
In this town.
Yeah.
When did you start playing guitar, though? Like, how did you go from picking up a guitar to actually owning a guitar shop and writing songs and everything in between?
Oh, I think it started really early, 15, 16, into high school, starting in bands and getting going, and then spending some time on the road and coming home and realizing that I wanted to live in Sudbury and I wanted to work in Sudbury and raise a family in Sudbury. So decided to open up a store that would actually support a recording studio so that we could make our records at a very low cost, and that that allows us to be productive on a smaller budget.
And you've been very productive. I mean, Cosmic Dave's is pumping out some great stuff.
Yeah, we've probably put out in the last 3 years we've probably put out about 25 projects, I would say.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And some of those obviously have been yours.
Yeah, we've done, this will be my second record coming through with probably about 40 different some odd songs, and then I've done some production work on some projects for Megan Lickley, for Jesse Burnett, and then whatever else kind of comes through the door that I share an interest with.
Examining the Fallout was the last record, and that garnered you a prize. You won a prize.
I have, yeah.
That's good. And what do you think is going to be the progression for the next one from Examining the Fallout?
It's more of an extension, I guess. It'll be out on June 19th, and that'll follow for a summer and a fall tour, and then some time in the UK in the new year, and then it comes back around to the spring, and it's time to start to go back into the studio again and just maintain a solid pace as far as creating.
So is this basically something that you plan to do every year?
I'm going to try to, yeah, if time allows. I think this one took a year to do, so Examining the Fallout would have come out in the summer of 2010, and then we toured for a year, and then we worked on another record for 2011, and it'll be out again this summer in the middle of June.
All right, and you're going to play us a tune. Is this going to be from the upcoming CD?
Yes.
All right, what's the tune called?
Country.
Right on. Okay,
yeah.
Let's listen to that.
Cool. Won't you lose yourself so you can find some peace? Oh, the smell of Marlboro's honey and lace. She'd be back before the burning, you can count for sure. 'Cause the fields need a turning and I'm way too old. She came over from Arkansas with miles of hate, in a barbed wide shadow broken in her state. Vodka stirred and cooled by rain, border bound and headlights glazed. When the country don't come, you better keep your faith. When the country don't come, you better keep your faith. They can crucify Jesus and kill their grace. When the country don't come, you better lose your faith. Son and I worked in the early fall. Mama, he'd cry in the late night call. Can't forget the smell of honey and lace. When the country don't come, you better keep your faith. When the country don't come, when the country don't come, when the country don't come, when the country don't come.
Brian, that was awesome.
Thank
it really
you.
was. I love that tune. So that's going to be on the new one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a real progression in the songwriting that's happened here, and I've got a story for you. A friend of mine who was heavily involved with CKLU and Northern Lights Festival Boreal at one point remembers you coming to a meltdown as a kid, and nobody had seen you. I think at that point, nobody really heard you. And you came in, you sat down with your guitar, and you started singing. And he said this voice came out that nobody was expecting, but what they really weren't expecting was how sad the song was. It was such a sad song. He said it was a great tune, but it was just like, oh my God, like this kid sounds road weary already. So you've always kind of written songs that, I mean, not every song you write is sad, I know that, and a lot of the stuff on November All Stars was, kind of cool and happy and upbeat, but what's the progression been from that kid to where you are now?
I think I spent a lot of time on the road, and when I would get home from these bouts, I would spend 3-4 months writing in these waves, and normally I know people that can get a lot of work done while they're gone, and I have to do it at home in a comfort level that's very by myself. I don't typically co-write. I don't do any of that stuff. And then it comes in 4 or 5 songs at a time, and then it'll disappear for a few months. And it just depends on what else is going on in my life. And I think that all that time spent away, influenced a lot of my ideas and a lot of the ways I like to put it across.
Do you are you kind of what you say you write alone? You don't co-write very often. Do you kind of? I mean, are you very introspective when you're going through one of these waves? Like, what's that like? Are you a normal guy? Or do you turn into weird Brian?
No, I'm pretty normal, but I sleep a lot less. I do a lot of writing late at night, most of the time after everyone's gone to sleep, and then I'll write till 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I'll go to bed, and we'll have another day at the store, or I'll try to get some perspective on what I was doing the night before. And I've started recording a lot more just off the top so that I can remember a lot more of the ideas, because I think that when it comes in phases for me, I tend to forget how things go. So having an onboard recording device at all times has really been helpful in capturing those moments.
What do you use for that?
Just one of those, like an iTouch or an iPhone or a... But I mean, we used to use tape recorders too, and just Walkmans or...
You're just trying to capture the melody, right?
Yeah, mini discs, melody and words, and you don't necessarily have to sit there. I think sometimes I used to forget stuff that I was singing just from the writing process, just from having to write it down and then go back and re-sing the verse. So it's nice to have something on board and on all the time.
Well, it's working for you, man. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks very much, Sean.
All right, Brian.
Appreciate it.